So, what did you miss at Jubilee today? Well, you missed a rather busy holiday weekend, actually, but we were air conditioned and it was lovely that way. And lots of folks, and we began by breathing and grieving and sharing our stun and our hurt at the shootings in El Paso and in Dayton. And And we opened our hearts and acknowledged our pain. We acknowledged the white supremacy involved in at least one shooting, and we committed ourselves to being part of the solution and not part of the problem. But other than that, in the moment, we didn't know what we could do, and so we held everybody in prayer, including ourselves, as we become increasingly afraid and worried about our world and the people in it. So we did that today, which was a solemn way to start, but it's where we needed to start. And then we heard the story of a refugee in Uganda, now in Nairobi, hoping against hope to find a place where she can be accepted and welcomed and have the chance for future. We're talking about a refugee with no family connections, with no social support, and and she's coming here to Jubilee United Church, and we are hoping to welcome her at the end of September or sometime in early October, along with our friends at Birchcliff Bluffs United Church. And so we acknowledge there is something we can do to make the world a little bit better. We don't seem to be able to stop bullets, but we perhaps can find ways to open hearts and find places and ways for us to live together. So we shared that today, and we're excited about that today. We heard the story, the gospel today of a parable that Jesus told of a man who had some really good years, and so he tore down his barns and built new ones, bigger ones. Told his soul to be satisfied. He had enough stored away. He could now relax, eat, drink, and be merry. And of course, in the parable, God tells that person that he's going to die that very night, and what good is all of that he's stored up? And so we wondered together about when is enough enough, and what does it mean to always be consuming? What are we trying to find? What are we trying to prove? What is the hole that we're trying to fill where enough never seems to be enough, and we tear away the past to build new, completely oblivious to those around us? You notice that the fellow with the barns didn't think to pay his employees more money or have a party for them or celebrate with his community. He just decided he would build bigger barns. So we wondered about that together, and we acknowledged that there is a better way to be. That when we can accept that we are enough, exactly as we are, when we can accept that God is enough, then perhaps we don't have to go chasing after things. We don't have to accumulate. We don't have to struggle to hang on. We can let God be enough, and in our relationship with God, discover that we are enough. Enough love, enough worthiness. We also heard the story of the feeding of the 5,000, or 7,000, depending on how you do your math. It does help to count women and children. But how 5 loaves of bread somehow managed to feed so many people. We talked about how Jesus acts out of an assumption of abundance, not scarcity. And that the God that Jesus reveals to us is a God of abundance, a God who is enough. And so we came to the table today to share communion, to share those 5 little loaves and acknowledge that there was enough there, enough for us to feed us, enough to feed our hunger, enough to feed our emptiness, enough, in fact, so much more than enough that we could go away from the table out into the world and feed others. When is enough enough? When enough is found in God. Then we discover that God is enough, that we are enough. That's That's what we shared today at Jubilee. That's what you missed. But hopefully we'll get to see you soon, because we miss you. And when we get to see you, I hope that you'll know instantly, if not already, that you are enough. And together we discover always that God is enough. Hope to see you soon. God bless.